the other end of the sport. From a EuroHockey perspective, at the assembly, you launched the foundation,
Yes.
and then two really important charters, so the inclusion charter and the organisational health charter. What is the development, the other end, away from the fantastic venues and arenas? You talked about some nations fighting for their first field.
Yeah.
How is the program of work that exists at the other end of that pyramid?
Yes. Let's break it down. The inclusion charter is a sort of moral compass. It's certain values that we want to adhere going forward, and that we want to base all our actions on those values. And when people lately, because media and political jibber jabber has been going on for the last 3-4 years since the new American president is in office, equality, diversity, and inclusion has nothing to do with wokeism. It is to create a free way that everybody can get to their highest potential in the sport, on the field, umpiring, officiating, and in the administration, right? And just an example of the assembly, we had 8 candidates for ordinary membership on the men's side, only 2 on the women's side. We have the same amount of spots for men that for women, just less women show up.
And
Is that a glass ceiling that they're putting themselves? We don't know. And actually, the female members of our board, they will say, we need to attract more female candidates to the board. Because otherwise, yes, we have equality in the board, but apparently the path that leads that, it's easier for men than for women. And I don't know why. I have some ideas,
okay.
But it's like from a president perspective, it's like, well, if we have the spots for them, why they do not show up? And we will try to encourage through the Equality, Diversity and Inclusion Charter that it is already possible, so that we have just more women wanting to lead this sport. We had 2 women that presided over governing bodies, Els van Breda and Marijke Fleurer. Both transformed the organizations that were leading.
And so it sounds to me like it's a long process. There isn't a switch that we can click to make this change. So one of the phrases that I've heard used is you've got to see it to be it. So getting more women into these positions. It was so well presented by Kathleen Rockall and Darcy Bourne.
Superstar.
Brilliant presentation. And the energy they put into the room was incredible. But therefore it's about maintaining that energy, putting the messages out, and then time, hopefully, we'll see that program of work then change things slightly.
Yes, the other one you asked me about, the foundation and the organizational health project. The foundation is, you asked me, is it a passion project? I said no, it is a really analytical and logical project, because, and every foundation has 2 souls. The purpose of the foundation, we want more women to get involved. We want safe places, or places to start to play hockey that are safe. And of course, we want to continue to grow the hockey ID ecosystem. That is the purpose. How to finance that? A foundation gives you a good tool to engage with partners, and because they know that if they put money into the foundation, that goes by statutes to their purpose. If they put money to the federation, yes, they look for a commercial return, and they hope that we spend the money the right way, right? But for a foundation, there is no escape. You have to, by law, and our foundation is of Belgian law, and they're serious people, of course, that it has to go to the purpose of the foundation. And finally, and this is for me the star project that we have, is the organizational health framework. When we said that more and more federations, instead of pushing seasons, start with the season, we appoint the new coach, we win or we lose, then we go on vacation, we come back the next year. They are stopping and thinking and seeing where they want to go. Look, it all started, we went to a country to visit the Olympic Committee. And the people from the federation, very well intended, went there and went with like 2 sheets of paper like this with a staple to show it to the Secretary General of the Olympic Committee. And I thought, you can raise money from a venture capital with a business plan on a napkin. You're never going to get taxpayers' money.
Yeah.
You need to show that you are going to spend taxpayers' money in the right way, helping those smaller federations. And we started with Finland, Croatia, Bulgaria, Portugal, Turkey, and Ukraine, although with Ukraine, of course, we have it on pause for obvious reasons. They now are engaging with their ministries of sports and Olympic committees in a more professional way, in a more structured way. They understand what this federation wants to do. And of course, then board members or myself, we go and talk to their ministries and say, look, these are serious people. Maybe they are small for you, but they are important from us. And we are a big federation of an Olympic sport. Mr. Minister, I want your help, or Madam Minister, I want your help for them. And it works.